pilot this ship through the shit ocean
through a sea of garbage.
Yes. How are you doing?
Well, I mean, should we ask anyone that at this point, or should we just assume everyone's slowly dying inside? Like,
No, we can.
I'm
pretend.
okay. Actually, I'm still here. Yeah, I know exactly. I'm okay. See, did you believe it?
Yeah, no. That was almost believable.
I was working on that. I'm working on it.
For weeks, I've been trying to tell everybody.
Totally okay. I'm not going to burst into tears on this live. That's what I know.
I'm okay. Oh my God. What is our
Who's Gen X pity mom? I die a little more every day. Oh my God.
Every day.
That's exactly how my mind works.
Every day.
I mean, and that's a fact. You know, like, that's also a fact.
Is my volume good to everybody? Because I know some people were saying that like there was some issues with being able to hear me, so I just wanted to make sure everybody can hear me. All right. Okay.
Sound good in my ears.
Yeah, I haven't touched anything, so I don't know if. All right, cool. It's working. We're doing it, Peter. We're doing it.
Where have you been? I think is what we all want to yell at you.
DC. I have been in DC so fucking much. I hate it.
You hate it, or I mean, I think you're doing good things. Though.
I'm
we're
so
proud
tired.
Of you. I know, like travel, you need, because like especially, I always talk about how I've been diagnosed with PTSD. So changing environments, it's like. I'm getting better. It's called exposure therapy, but then you almost need a break from the change of environment. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like you have to decompress from the change of environment.
No. I go down to DC and I'm usually down there for like 2 days and it's a whirlwind, just cramming as many interviews and, events and everything. So like for 48 hours, I'm nonstop, just on the go. For 48 hours while I'm in DC. And I usually drive down. So it's like 7 hours down there. I sleep the night that I get down there. And then the day after that and the day after that, it's just go. And then I wake up the next day and drive home.
Do you sleep in a hotel? You know what I mean?
No,
do you sleep in strange environments or do you just close your eyes?
No, a friend of mine has a place down in DC and they are gracious enough to let me crash in there. Guest room whenever I come down, whenever it's available. So, I don't actually, the only thing that it really costs me is food and gas to get down there. So,
well, I can say like in my lives, people are like, we miss Matt. Like, I'm like, I know we all do. We all miss him together at the same time.
I was gonna try to figure out if I could do a live last Tuesday. But I was like, as soon as I got down to DC, it was like, oh, hey, here's all of this stuff. Let's go do it. I was like, fuck, I don't have time for anything. And so
don't stretch yourself too thin. Do you know what I mean? It's like, because when you do that, it just compounds upon itself and it's just worse. Yeah,
it's wild, but it's good. I'm getting a lot of access to people and, interviews, and I didn't get arrested this time. So that's a plus.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. Baby steps. Is
that your dog? Like, did I see a video of you with a dog?
Yeah, no, Faith goes down with me. Yeah.
Is it a service dog? Is it for PTSD? That's awesome.
Yeah. No, she goes down with me whenever I'm not anticipating getting arrested.
Does look like the smarter of you two. I'm not gonna lie.
She gets so exhausted on those trips, because it's like she gets up and then it's just walking between the Longworth building and the Cannon House building and the three House of Representative office buildings and the Capitol and then over to the Senate side. And it's just in the like Capitol Hill complex area between the House offices, the Capitol building and the Senate offices. I probably walk 3 miles a day in a like 4 block just back and
good
forth.
for you though, suburb guy. It's good to walk.
Terrible.
It's fun. It's fun to walk miles.
She got so. I'll tell you, the last interview that I did before I went back to my friend's house was with Representative Dr. Herb Conaway from New Jersey. Yeah. We went into his office. Faith laid down on the floor and immediately passed out. I did the interview, and then as we were packing up, getting ready to go, I like grab a hold of her leash, and she just looks up at me and doesn't move. She's like, "No, you can go. Me an Uber. Yourself. I'm standing right here.
Give me a dog Uber." Who's that creepy guy who's now trying to be a senator, and they call him Trump Jr. in West Virginia, but he carries his dog around in a wagon? Jim Justice. It's Jim Justice. Yeah. Representative Jim. And he just has this dog that goes what's the dog's name? Like Baby Girl or something. And he just carries it around in a wagon everywhere he goes. Maybe Faith needs a wagon too. Let's tap the screen. Everyone tap the screen. Let's get Matt to 50K. I am so glad you're here. I just looked up Herb Conaway to make sure I wasn't about to embarrass myself and pretend I knew who it was. This is who I thought he was.
Yeah, he's a really cool dude. We always have a really good conversation whenever I'm down there. So I enjoyed talking with him.
He's from the 3rd District, if anyone's wondering. Yeah. He's from the 3rd District of New Jersey, 63. Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like he's a cool guy as well.
He is a really cool dude.
Listened to him speak on a few committees.
Yep. He's I think he's the chair of the Congressional Doctors Caucus, I think, as well.
Definitely is he went to medical school for sure.
Yeah, no. He's a doctor.
And Princeton at some point, I think.
Yeah. So like he's awesome. He's really good. I enjoy my time talking with him, and got to meet John Olszewski from Maryland, talk with him. Met up with Mike Levin from California, met up with him.
Oh, Mike Levin, he's good.
Yep. And I met up with Representative Val Hoyle from Oregon. She was awesome. Yeah,
making tabs for everyone, because I just like to know, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I love Mike. Mike Levin's doing big things. Like I keep hearing him on the House floor. Like he's a star.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's good. We, there were definitely some good conversations had, and we were talking about obviously Republicans shutting down Congress instead of holding a vote to release the Epstein files, and that
the vibe on the Epstein files on Capitol Hill. Do tell, what's the vibes?
The vibes on Capitol Hill regarding the Epstein files is that anything related to Jeffrey Epstein at all is getting shut down. So there was a House Education Subcommittee hearing that there was a bill introduced, and an amendment was introduced to the bill that strictly just said that the Jeffrey Epstein case should be studied because the bill was about human trafficking on college campuses. And this is like the most prolific human trafficking and, sex crime, case, and it's relevant and topical in everybody's mind right now. And so the amendment was to just study the case and see how we can use that to better inform people of signs to be looking out for and people to keep a watch on. And instead of holding a vote, they just pulled that bill from a vote entirely. The bill had nothing to do with releasing, or the amendment had nothing to do with releasing the files. It was literally just, this case needs to be studied, and that pulled the entire bill. Like, they're just like, no, we're not voting on, not only are we not voting on that amendment, we're not voting on that bill at all.
And you know what the irony was? When that happened, it was like, S trafficking week, wasn't it, in Congress?
Yeah.
They were like, this is the week we root out S trafficking, and then they're like killing votes on the FC files and killing votes on like, hey, why don't we study how to protect people from S trafficking? They're like, absolutely not.
Absolutely the fuck
not on S trafficking week.
Not on my watch, said every Republican. So yeah, it was the vibe down there amongst the lawmakers that I was speaking with was one of confusion and anger. They're like, first of all, there is work that we have to do. Second of all, I don't know why this is such a big deal. Right? Like, why is this such a big deal?
Most important question, I think, is why if there's no there, in the words of Donald Trump, why are you freaking out and spending $10 million of taxpayer money to go yell at windmills in Scotland or, like
20-something million in taxpayer money so that he can go cut the red ribbon on his new golf course in Scotland.
Makes me physically weak. Before we talk about this week, I wanted, because we didn't get to talk last week, and I did this thing. Do you remember, and I think we talked about it because, you're in the military and you're a Marine, and Representative Seth Moulton from Massachusetts, he did like one of the many times Pete Hegseth has been under oath, he did a 5 minutes of just being like, you're a liar. Right. You and I we were in the military, so I know that I know you're a liar. And when it comes out,
you know that I know.
And when it comes out that you were releasing classified information in a Signal chat, are you going to take accountability? You said it's accountability season. You said it's time for accountability. And did you see last week?
No.
It finally came out.
Oh, no, I did.
Seth Moulton was 100% right.
Yeah, because
all of that stuff
was classified. Secret classifications on that information that was then being put through a Signal chat. No, I did see that. Yes, I did.
I replayed, because that's one of the best. Like, there's things I don't like about Seth Moulton, because he's like a little confused on things. Like he's like, oh, we need to move back to the center. It's like, no, bro, we don't. Like, but when it comes to military stuff and making Pete Hegseth, you could tell Pete Hegseth was like, oh God, this is gonna come back to haunt me. And I was like, and that day was last Wednesday.
Oh yeah, no, it was the Daily Beast.
The hell? Did you read that comment? I'm sorry. I rarely read comments, but Calvin wants to know when you're going to turn yourself in for violating your oath as a Marine to the Constitution.
Tomorrow.
What Calvin meant to type was, I cannot read.
Tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow.
And right on that, after you learn to read.
You know what? This is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down to my local police department and be like, hey, some dick cheese on the internet said that I needed to turn myself in for violating my oath as a Marine. And I'm just going to record what they say. So that'll be fun. That'll be a fun little content thing. I think that's
you need to read the Constitution. It's time. It's time for like MAGA weirdos who invoke the Constitution to read it, because you all are embarrassing yourselves publicly every single day. This is why I had to stop debating, because of the weird things. It's like, it's in the Constitution. No, it's not.
No,
like,
sure.
I think you're talking about the Pledge of Allegiance.
You're actually talking about the opening theme song to SpongeBob SquarePants is actually what it is.
There's one thing I've learned in Trump's second term, because I always kind of assume, because MAGA's always like, 2A, like protect my rights. I thought they had read the Constitution. I honestly
none of them have.
No, I know now. Like, they have no idea what the First Amendment says. Like, if you can't read the first one, you can't read the first one. Like, give up.
They don't know what the second one says. That's their favorite. They don't know what it says.
Nor anything about the history of it. Like,
nope. I asked one guy the other day, I was like, where else in the Constitution does it talk about militias? And he's like, I don't think it does. I was like, yep, I didn't figure you did. So
it's not a trick question. And also, but here's the other thing is like, you're on a supercomputer while the question's being asked. Like, do you know what I mean? I have 5 devices in front. It's like, you also could find out the answer. And I'm not because you have to read. You could just do a simple search and somebody else would tell you, like AI will tell you the answer and still they can't do it. They can't get there. They cannot do it. There's no way. And I wanted to tell you this weird analogy. It wasn't me. I'll just say the chat in my live on the People's Receipts. Like we came up with this analogy, or the chat did, and then I took it way too far. But it's really true watching this Epstein stuff. It's like, how much will MAGA swallow? You know what I mean? How much of Trump's lies is MAGA willing to swallow? Mm-hmm. Like that, and like it got real weird. I mean, you saw Trump in Scotland yesterday be like, hey, like, just because I might be a 3PDO, I'm going to name some other 3PDOs, right. And I would like you to focus on the other 3PDOs because, by the way, like, just because I was hanging out with 3PDOs on American soil, that's okay. I didn't go to an island outside of jurisdiction that no one can hold anyone accountable for legally going to anyways.
Hold on. First of all, he said he didn't have the privilege.
No, and he said in one of my better moments.
Yeah.
Can we wait? We should find that in one of my better moments, meaning, I've done worse. You know, in my in my baser moments, like I do. You know, I go straight to hell.
One of my better moments. No.
Yeah, except for you protected like his first cabinet, Jim Acosta. Wasn't he at the island? You protected that guy. I don't worry, it's fine to get a massage on the island because I kept my pants on. Alan Dershowitz. I kept my underwear on. Alan Dershowitz. You hired him as your lawyer.
I don't even like massages. I
just got one, but don't worry, y'all. I had my underwear on.
My underwear on. Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Like to the people, to the MAGA in the chat, that's like, cope harder. You are in this chat defending child S trafficking, swallowing it. Like I mean, if you think you are doing something, I don't think you're doing exactly what you think you're doing. Oh yeah, Trump. I don't even draw except for all these pictures I drew.
I don't write pictures.
Don't write, and it's like a serial killer. Like, here's the thing. I was explaining that, you know, as an artist, like I used mixed mediums. Like I've used oils, acrylics. I used to fancy. I'm a terrible art. I mean, I'm kind of good, but nothing like real good. Better than Hunter Biden and Trump. Let me put it that way. And Trump has one medium, creepy guy with piece of paper and marker. Like, I mean, that is literally in a court of law, your modus operandi. That is like proof of how you commit crimes.
Yep. Oh, it's, but hey, MAGA, don't worry. This thing that you've been talking about for the past 10 fucking years, for the past, well, at least since 2019. So what's that? Like 5 years, 6 years now? 6 years, at least for the past 6 years, you all have been talking about releasing these files and getting them out there. And now Donald Trump has told you to stop. And you all are like, oh, okay. Okay. Wild. Absolutely
the only thing I respect about MAGA was not letting this go. Calvin, if you want to make a public plea to defend child S trafficking, you should request and come up. We will allow you. You should, for all time, be captured on the internet defending this.
It's pretty wild. And I know what Calvin's going to say. Well, if this was so bad for Trump, why didn't Biden release it? I don't know. I don't know why.
I can answer. Wait, hold on. I can answer a lot of that.
Other than the fact that because the Ghislaine Maxwell case was still going and you couldn't release any of the files because it was an active investigation in case until January of 2024. But why didn't he release it after January 2024? I don't know. I mean,
maybe because I could probably answer that. Like, I want to be clear. Biden was in the presidency after the first year. He had lost Congress.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? Congress could have voted to release these files. Republicans had control of the House, right?
Yeah.
They were trying to impeach Biden. That's
Right.
what was happening. Like, just because you have no idea all the blatant pathological lies that were being spread and you don't follow the news, I can tell you exactly what was going on. They were trying to impeach Mayorkas. They were making up lie after lie. They were trying to impeach Biden on a pack of lies. And my least favorite thing about the Democrats is they are always on the defensive.
Always.
But the only person who's in jail, who Trump is now actively, which we need to talk about this, talking about pardoning, was thanks Joe Biden. Thanks for prosecuting a child S trafficker who I could play 20 clips right now of people who have passed polygraphs, are part of grand jury files, who say, I was not just abused by Jeffrey Epstein. It was Ghislaine Maxwell as well. She was there. She groomed me. She abused me. She was a ringleader of it, and she should never, ever get off.
Let me ask you a question about that real quick. If you were the president of the United States and the question was posed to you, are you considering pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell? What would your answer be?
Absolutely not.
Oh, you wouldn't go into this diatribe about how you're allowed to do
I wish
it?
her well. I wish her so well. And sometimes people make mistakes.
She hasn't brought
hundreds
it to
and
me
thousands
yet,
of times, and those
I'm allowed
mistakes
to.
involve abusing children. But we all wish abusers of children well, don't we? Even though Trump, and I don't know if you saw, like it was either Jon Stewart. Like Jon Stewart's like, this fucking man's never wished a person well in his life.
Oh yeah.
On Christmas, like Jon Stewart was like reading his Christmas. He's like, on Christmas, he won't wish somebody well, but he wishes a child S trafficker well.
Yep. Hey, do we have any mods?
Calvin, why are you not in the request to defend child S trafficking, of which you know nothing about?
I just sent Calvin an invite. There we go.
Why are you ignoring me?
I wasn't ignoring you. You didn't request.
There he is.
Why are you such a coward?
About what?
Why are you turning your back on your country after you took an oath to serve it?
Did you serve?
No, sweetie, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
But you're a coward and you broke your oath.
Why didn't you serve?
I've never been in the military. I've
I
had
didn't need
anything to do with it, but I point out people who did
Why
are
didn't you
cowards.
serve your country?
Because I went to work.
So did I.
That bone
in the
spurs.
military.
Let's see your honorable discharge.
Why didn't you go
Let's
in the
see
military?
your honorable discharge.
Why?
You didn't get one, did you?
No, I actually have a general under aliens discharge.
No, what you have is a mental illness discharge.
What kind
It's
of
really
discharge is
easy
that?
to look up.
Okay, cool. Look it up for me.
Pull it up, sweetie. You're the one with the big
No,
screen.
you said it's really easy to look up. Go ahead and look it up.
You still haven't answered why you're a coward and a traitor.
I'm still trying to figure out why I'm a coward and a traitor.
You're sitting in here talking stupid shit, trying to get people stirred up to come out and riot and
about
loot.
what?
And you're talking
About
people
what?
up to go against ICE. And that's not very patriotic.
I haven't
is it?
said
He
anything
never
about
spoke
yes,
about
yeah.
ICE. We never
You
spoke
think
about
this is the
anything
first
about
time
ICE
that I've
today.
watched you, right? You think
Oh,
I
you've been
don't-
stalking us. Cool
so
story.
you're a fan?
No, I'm not a fan. I enjoy shooting
you just-
down idiots
you just
like
come
He's
you.
a stalker.
It's a
I have a
skill.
lot of these, Matt. This
You're
is
not
your
a fan,
first
you
stalker,
just come
Matt.
support the live every time I'm here?
It's your first
Really?
stalker.
Do you see me putting any hearts up there, you dumbass?
Hey, you do realize that like commenting boosts it in the algorithm,
Yeah,
right?
Calvin, I used to work in the
Right.
tech industry. Let me help you.
Hey, how much
if,
money are
Calvin,
you
let me
making
help
while
you.
you're doing this?
Engagement,
That way we can
engagement.
report
Calvin,
that
you
and get
sitting
you
in
thrown
here,
off.
you're helping.
Why don't you
Engagement
shut
boosts a
up?
lot.
You're not helping
I'm trying to
anyway.
help you.
I'm talking
Well, let
to
me
her.
explain it. You'll
I'm
never.
talking to her, not you.
Why are you? Why are
I'm
you?
talking to her, not you. Shut up.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you, sweetie. I'm talking to you. Why are you such a little bitch?
Why is being a woman a bad thing,
Yeah,
Calvin?
I'm a little confused. What am I? A
Super
coward or am I a
misogynist.
You're a
bitch?
coward
Which one
and
is
you're a
it?
traitor to this country.
I'm
You're
a
an
coward,
embarrassment
traitor,
to the
and a
Marine
bitch.
Corps.
Okay.
They threw you out of the Marine Corps
embarrassment
for
to
being
the
a
Marine
weak
Corps?
little bitch. They threw you out of the Marine Corps for being a weak little bitch.
Did you serve?
Is this a joke?
You didn't serve. You went in there so you could get a disability check. That's the only reason you went in.
Wait, I didn't serve, but I went in? Which one is it?
No, I said the only reason you served was to get a disability
you
check.
just said that I
didn't
didn't
serve
serve.
anybody.
You said I didn't
You left
serve,
on
but the only
mental
reason I
issues.
served?
You left on mental issues.
I left on
Well, it's a mental
issues?
issue.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean? You're a coward.
And that's how I got out?
What are you sitting there jumping up and down for? You look awful nervous. You got called out. Calm yourself, sweetie. Take your medication.
Jumping up and down?
Calm yourself, sweetie. You shouldn't be jumping. We can see your titties bouncing all over the place. Wear a bra.
Why are you looking at my man?
I'm so weird.
Why are
I'm
you
so
sitting there
weirded
nervous
out.
and shaking like a little bitch?
Is this a joke? This has to be a joke. I don't believe this is real.
Oh, Calvin.
Calvin, turn your camera on. Let me help you. Two of us have our cameras on. You're the only coward up here. One of three people is a coward up here. Turn your camera on and let's see what you look like, coward.
Here you go, sweetie. Are you happy?
Your camera's
I'm not gonna
on.
look, honestly.
I turned it
If
on.
that's your
No,
we
why
did you
can't
turn it
see
off?
you, Calvin. We
I
can't
didn't
see
turn
you.
it
Why
off.
did you turn
dumb
it off?
shit. I didn't turn it off.
It said turn on camera. I hit the button and you stopped me. Don't be jealous.
How in the world could I have stopped you if I invited you to turn on your camera?
I hit the turn on button and it didn't come on. So it's on your side, sweetheart, not mine.
Okay. That's how
Okay.
this works.
Yeah, that's how this
Calvin,
works.
how old are you?
I'm 56.
You're 56 years old. You've never served in the military, but you've got strong feelings about people that did.
No, I have strong feelings about cowards who promote hate and division in this country, who were supposed to serve their country, and instead they got out
Was
with
my
a free
oath to the
check.
country?
You're a free check. It's to the Constitution, which
Oh,
is
okay.
to the country, stupid.
No.
Can you
No,
not
no, no.
figure that out?
No. You do recognize that they're two different things, right?
I bet you still think the 14th Amendment covers illegals, right?
Covers what?
Illegals.
He doesn't know what due process. Calvin just confessed to not understanding due process.
has nothing to do with the 14th Amendment. It was
Okay.
ratified in 1898 for a Chinese
Calvin,
man, and then it was ratified again this year.
Holy shit.
Do you
Calm
understand?
down, Calvin. Christ.
Well,
You're gonna
don't
have a heart
overtalk
attack,
somebody
dude.
that's trying to teach you something.
Chill
That's
the
why you don't
fuck
know
out.
shit.
Chill
It's
the
been
fuck out.
ratified
Whenever you want us to
Calvin,
explain
By
real
the
due
Supreme
process,
Court that
Calvin,
it only
can I-
covers former
can I-
slaves.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
No, I don't want to hear your stupidity.
Okay, I'm going to ask it anyway. For the past 100 and something years, the Supreme Court has held that birthright citizenship
No, that's
is
not what they
covered
held.
under
It
the
was
14th
never
Amendment.
challenged.
Yes, it has.
It was never challenged. It hasn't been
literally
challenged
was.
since 1898.
Wait,
It was interpreted by people that
It
you
was never
use-
challenged since
you choose to follow
1898.
who are
Was it
they are
never
actually
Just
your
challenged.
Never
representatives,
challenged since
not the
1898.
people that you serve. It was not challenged, stupid. That's why Trump challenged it, and that's why for the
It was
second
not
time
challenged?
it was ratified.
It was.
That's
wait,
why
the
Trump had
second
it
time it was
challenged.
ratified.
It was ratified twice. This year
How
and
do-
in 1898.
How do you
Reading is
ratify
fundamental.
something
You should
twice?
really give it
you
a
do
try.
recognize that. What does
You
ratify
do
mean?
recognize that everything you
What does
say is a
ratify
lie.
mean,
No
Calvin?
matter how you try to interrupt me, it doesn't make any truth
What
out
does
of anything
ratify
you say.
mean? What does ratify mean?
Buy a fucking dictionary, dumbass.
I'm
How about
asking
that?
you to. No, you want to.
I'm asking you to go buy yourself a fucking dictionary so you can learn something.
You want to teach. Here's your chance. What does ratify mean?
Listen, sweetie.
I love it when you call me.
Do
Stevie.
your own fucking research.
Go ahead, beautiful.
I'm not here to hold your hand.
Go. Oh, I wish you would though.
I know you would. That's
Can I
what-
just,
really wish
Calvin,
you
can
would.
I say something? Like, there's a lot of like weird homophobia going on. If you like men, I think it's fine. I think it's very Freudian and interesting that you
Baby, I
go.
choose a
No,
man over your ugly ass any day. You
Yeah, I believe you. I almost,
Look at them crazy
I
eyes.
almost believe you, Calvin.
Look at
I'm
that
almost
big
done. I
ass
actually,
nose.
can I just land my plane?
if
You've
them ears
been
get any
waxing
bigger, you're gonna
poetic.
fly the
You've
fuck
been
off in a
waxing.
20
You've been
mile-an-hour
waxing
wind.
poetic now for quite some time. If you listen, here's the thing.
Hey,
I am
listen, here's the thing.
securing in who I
you're not
am.
gonna
I am
listen because
secure.
you're
Can
too
you
stupid
can
to
you
understand
mute Weird
what you're
Calvin
doing.
for a second?
Yeah,
Because
hey,
I just need to make
Master,
one
can you all
point.
just keep him
Yeah.
quiet for a second? So Felice
Insulting,
can
listen,
land her plane.
insulting people's looks. What I'm trying to say is, you keep calling him sweetie. You're staring at his pecs. You're objectifying him in creepy ways. You've gone out of your way to have a picture of you with a young blonde woman. Like, this is what is known. It's Freudian. You're overcompensating. Like, whoever you really are, Calvin, just be that person, and we will all accept you. Attacking my looks.
He's 4 years younger than me, you dumb bitch.
Who is?
You look like you're fucking
I'm
75
4 years
old.
younger than
You're
you?
probably in your mid-40s.
Wait, you think I'm 4 years younger than you?
I'm talking about the girl sitting in my lap, dumbass. Keep up with the conversation.
Oh, is she there? Can we
Oh,
talk to
I'm
her?
sorry. I didn't break
She's
out the
4
crayons.
years
Can we talk to
younger
her?
than you.
Is she there with you
I
right
didn't
now?
break out the crayons and construction paper for you. My apologies.
Well,
here, let me break that
fucking
out
do
for
better
you
next
real
time
quick.
then.
We'll have to have
Again,
that
turn
for
on
you
your
next
camera.
time.
The only person insecure up here is you. You reek of insecurity.
It doesn't
Literally.
really
And
matter
then
what
you're
you
projecting
think. You have
it
a
all onto
19%
us.
approval rating. Do
You're
you think anybody
projecting it
cares
all
what you
onto
have to
us.
say?
Listen,
Who
I
has
don't
Do
know.
you think
100%
anybody
approval rating?
outside the stupidest people in this country care about anything
Hey,
you
Mods,
have to
can
say?
can you mute Calvin real quick?
And look at her
Chris
raise
would
her
like to
hand
say
down there
something.
on the bottom. She must care about what you had to say. Ask her questions.
Do I have any
What I
mods?
can tell you,
None of the men up here are attracted
you,
to
Lainey.
you, or are they going to have sex with you or date you? Like, I don't know
Go
what's
ahead, Chris.
happening right now, but it's super creepy.
Yeah, so I guess I'm just going to sit here. So according to Calvin's logic, anybody that served in the military before the Trump administration must automatically be traitors. Cool, I guess I'm a traitor.
only if you're a Democrat.
Okay, cool. So, cool, I guess I'm a traitor. So, like, yeah, I just heard, I was just passing by, and then, like, I heard about
You're out
the
there
ratification process.
spreading hate
So,
and
hey,
telling
Calvin,
us that
Calvin,
rioting and looting is okay.
Calvin. That was you guys
Quiet,
during
Calvin.
January 6th, right? So, now,
There was
with that
no
being
guns
said,
during
Quiet,
January
Calvin.
6th.
Yeah, you guys
Except
just
for
assaulting
the one
police
girl
officers.
that got shot.
Quiet, Calvin.
Hold on, can I say something? There absolutely were
Craziest
there
insurrection
absolutely
in
were
history.
pew
Not a
pews
fucking
during
gun
January
in sight.
6th. It's documented
The
in court
craziest
files. Just
insurrection
because
in
you have
history.
not read
Not a
them does not
fucking
mean
gun
there
in
were
sight.
not. There
The
absolutely were.
craziest.
Jesus Christ.
Clear.
Okay.
There absolutely were pew pews at January
Fucking
6th.
gun in sight.
So
Calvin,
cool,
Calvin.
and that makes it even worse because some of the guys that
You're
he
a
pardoned.
dumb bitch. It
So
makes-
some of the people he pardoned went out to go.
Which
break
one of
children
us,
afterwards.
Calvin? You got to differentiate.
Yeah, so I just want to talk about the whole ratification process here because I was just scrolling by and I'm like, no, I definitely. So if ratification is formally approving or making something legally binding, you can't do that twice, right? So back when the 14th Amendment that was quite literally done with the preponderance of states, how
It was
can
ratified
you?
in
How yeah, exactly? How can you legally approve or make something legally binding twice when that's why I came up here to go challenge that case. Trump tried to alter the interpretation, got baked on it. So what are you talking about?
Where are you
good.
going, Calvin? I
He's
didn't text
he's
you.
going on
Come
Chat
back.
GPT. He's going on Chat GPT.
He's looking
right
up
now.
Chat GPT.
Hope he's putting. I hope he's turning his camera on.
Here, I'll send him another invite.
Also,
No,
Donald Trump took
you
the same
messed it up
oath to the
again.
Constitution. By the way,
Goddamn, Calvin.
He's not going to
Calvin.
turn his camera on. I think we
He,
all know why.
I sent him
There's-
another invite.
think he found out what ratification means, and he's in panic mode now.
No, well, I mean, that's the least of our problems with Calvin. Just to be clear, every single thing Calvin has said is either his very creepy, unsettling opinion or factually incorrect. Like, period. He has not said,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Bye, Calvin.
he was trying to figure out how to run away that whole time. He
the
was
whole time.
The trying to
whole
run
time, he was
away
trying
and
to figure it
couldn't.
out.
Yeah,
Jesus
Calvin,
Christ,
bless
Calvin.
your heart. It's okay if you're attracted to men. Like, that's the
damn,
most
Calvin.
important thing. We will accept you over here. The least gross thing about you is you're attracted to men.
I'm gonna drop off too. I don't want people to get scared off, but I just want to come up here for that one thing because I'm like
Love
ratifying
you.
stuff. Love you
Chris,
too.
I just want to point out real quick,
Yeah.
you're still not blocked. So
I know. Hey, look. Blessings. Yeah, this is like week 4. I think this is week 4 of not accidentally being blocked.
I'm telling
Life's
you.
good, man. What you mean? Anyway, you guys have a good life. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah.
weirdest part when he's like, your titties are vibrating, and I was like, me,
man.
and he's like, no, her.
Yeah,
like,
I know. I was like,
this is the weirdest homophobic like thing I've
Crazy.
ever. Like,
fucking
it's
crazy.
okay. It's okay. Be who you are, sweetie. Be who you are.
Calvin, I feel like if you were just honest with
But you're
yourself,
going to get
you'd
way more
probably feel
attractive.
better.
Gay men are not going to pick up what you're putting down. You're going to have to
I'm
get
just
in
saying,
shape,
like, if
get in
Calvin
that
would
gym,
just-
Calvin, because they're not going to like
If
you the way
Calvin
you
would
look
just
now.
be honest about his feelings, I feel like he'd
Okay,
probably lead
yes,
a
Calvin. Most important is
better life.
it's okay. Also, you need to learn to read because every single thing you said was factually incorrect. And whoever that woman is in your lap, like, someone look into that and save her. Are we sure she's okay? Like, that could be a research project. Find that woman and make sure she's okay.
It's all right. I just, you know what? I'm absolutely gonna go to my local police department tomorrow and be like, "Hey, Calvin on the internet says I need to turn myself in because I'm a traitor to my oath."
Record it.
I'm going to.
Tag him in it.
I'm gonna do it. That's gonna be my thing. That's gonna be
Be
my
a great
thing tomorrow.
video. Oh my God, I will die.
Yeah.
God, and what was his problem? What did he say? Like, so nobody in the military who disagrees with Calvin's beliefs should any longer be in the military. But
He
Calvin's
said
never
that
been in the military.
if you were in the military and you're a Democrat, then you're a traitor. Fun fact. I'm not a Democrat, so there you go, buddy.
In fact, that also goes against like every single value upon which America was built.
Right.
Whatever.
It's cool. It's cool.
I can't believe that. I thought he was kidding for like the first 10 minutes. I thought he was going to be like, just kidding.
Yeah, I no idea. No
Oh my God. I'm so scared. See, this is why, like, none of us are okay. Calvin's not okay. I'm concerned for him. And then he's like, you guys are all ugly. Yeah, okay.
Cool.
Cool story, weirdo.
Cool.
Yeah, we're the only people that will show what we look like online. Like, okay.
Oh my God. That was good. That was good. What a way to start this live is.
That's
oh my
why.
God.
That's why I stopped debating on TikTok. That's why.
Yeah, God, that guy. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. That was a thing that exists. So there we go.
Calvin said no one will want to have sex with me. I guess I have to kill myself. There's no point in going on.
There's
Some
no
creepy
point
man.
in continuing this.
Did you
like,
hear him yell, she's 4 years younger than me. Who are you? It's like,
Yeah.
you accused me of being in my mid-40s, which is incorrect.
Yep.
But even if it was, by the way, as a pansexual, like some of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life are in their mid 40s, like 50s. Like, so I don't know if that's an insult, Calvin, but I think that you're trying to make it. But I think Calvin defines his worth by the age gap between the woman in his lap and him, which is one of the scariest things I've ever heard in my life. Like, women in their 40s are hot, Calvin. Like, grow the F up. Stop being a creep.
He's Calvin. Love it. All right, let's get back to shit that actually matters.
And should we all, everyone take 5 deep breaths? Because
Yeah, everyone take some deep breaths.
I've lost faith in America. Let's just wash Calvin's stink off of us for a second.
There we go. Let's get back to the topic at hand here, and that is that Donald Trump is an absolute coward who won't release the Epstein files. So there's that. We're still on that.
You know, there's that saying in Game of Thrones, like the winter is coming.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
I feel about September. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Oh, yeah.
basically Mike Johnson, I feel like behind closed doors, like I could shut Congress down 2 weeks early. Like I could give you a month and 2 weeks, and then this is happening, buddy. Like, so
Oh, yeah.
whatever you have to hide, whatever deals you have to make, whoever you have to pardon, like you have
Yep.
a month and 2 weeks to do a bunch of shady shit because they're coming out.
It's happening. So, I mean, essentially what we've got now is Donald Trump trying to say that there is no list, but if there is a list, it was fabricated by the Democrats. And if his name's on it, it's been. Let me just logic this out for anybody that has more than 2 brain cells here real quick. Let me just put this out there. So what Donald Trump wants us to believe now is that the Jeffrey Epstein file and case and all of that is a hoax, right? It was a hoax perpetrated by the Democrats to make him look bad. And so they added his name into a bunch of documents and then did nothing with them until he got into office and just hoped that he would be like, yeah, here you go. So I just want to make sure that we're all understanding where we're at here. Democrats
MAGA cannot follow any logic, so they can't.
Yeah,
they can't do it.
No. This isn't for them. This is for everybody that can think.
Which one though? Because think about how the timeline of the lie, right? So Obama, even though, he was saying, hey, we all need to move on. Trump won the 2016 election. Everything's fine. You're saying he was also engineering the Epstein files.
Right.
Writing them while possibly wearing Joe Biden's skin suit all at the same time, which is one of their other strongly held beliefs.
2020 was
and James Comey was in.
Yeah. Joe Biden wasn't actually Joe Biden. It was a body double being controlled by Donald Trump, who at the same time was making up things to put into the Epstein files to not release them to make Donald Trump look bad, who was in control of the thing the whole time.
And if you use AutoPen, it's because you're senile, but every J6 pardon was signed with AutoPen. Is it all becoming clear to everyone?
It's fine.
Let's revoke all the pardons, include that were signed with AutoPen, which, by the way, I did an hour-long, very slow explanation for MAGA. You don't have to sign pardons. If no one signs pardons, they're still valid. The only thing you have to sign are bills that come out of Congress.
Yeah.
Even if you never signed them with AutoPen, you don't have to.
Yeah.
I wish we could revoke all Trump's creepy pardons.
Just revoke all. You know what? Just revoke all of them. Just whatever. Just.
Oh my gosh, you have to hear this. Okay, you're gonna love this. You know Brian Tyler Cohen, who's a lawyer that does.
Yeah, I know Brian.
Okay, yeah. So he was trying to be hey, for anyone who could follow a line of logic, does any of this make sense? Listen to what he said.
Let's just use some basic human common sense. You've got a guy who, when he wanted votes from people who care about the Epstein files, said, let's release the Epstein files. And then he filled his cabinet with people who said, let's release the Epstein files. And all of them banged that drum over and over and over for months and years. And then they won the election and they took power and they could finally substantiate the very things they vowed to do. And they promised to do them. And then one day they said the files just didn't exist and the case was closed. And then a few days later, they said, okay, actually the files do exist, but they're fake. And then they said the files were actually forged by Obama, even though Obama never released the files that he purportedly forged. And now they're saying, forget about all of that. And in fact, Obama should go to prison, but for something completely unrelated to the Epstein files. So we should all just talk about that instead. And everybody needs to stop talking about Epstein. Judging based on those facts, just as normal human beings with a normal amount of common sense, do you think that maybe, just maybe, Trump might be covering something up? Do you think that maybe his story isn't checking out? Do you think that if a Democrat did what Trump is doing right now, that Republicans would just buy their story? Something tells me that there would be investigation after investigation in every single committee, prodded on by nonstop news coverage on every single right-wing network. And
instead, they went on recess 2 weeks early.
And just to correct Brian there for a second, it wouldn't just be on every right-wing media network. It would be on every media network, every single one of them. So yes, that's where we're at. That is where we are at right now.
still, and it's good, MAGA, it's good for you to hear these types of lines of logic. So if you are not completely brain dead and you heard that, and you are still swallowing what Trump tells you to swallow,
they are.
Then
daily. Just
you're an idiot. I'm just
right to the back of the throat.
Like, daily. You can do it. I know you can find it. You can find your way out of the paper bag you've been stuck in for 4 years.
On the tip of his ridiculous shoes, right to the back of the throat, every day.
It's just keep swallowing. Like that's MAGA's job, is to just swallow lies.
Yes, that's it. Release the Epstein files. Donald Trump says there are no Epstein files. It's all a hoax. Oh, okay. Cool.
Epstein, there's a bunch of deep state rich people who are abusing kids. Okay, we found them.
Yeah.
And then it turns out Trump lied the entire. We know, especially for since April, when he was, we know for a fact, informed he was all up in those files, has been lying to MAGA's faces for months.
Let me just pose a question to you about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff real quick. Do you think it is more likely that the man who called Jeffrey Epstein a really good man in 1992, Jeffrey Epstein referred to him as, or in 2002 or whatever it was, Jeffrey Epstein referred to him as the best friend that he's ever had. Ghislaine Maxwell testified that, they hung out all the time. Do you think it is more likely that just his name would pop up in relation to Jeffrey Epstein? Or is it more probable that he was never in Jeffrey Epstein's circle and all of this was manufactured by the deep state?
Never accused MAGA of thinking. You know what I mean? I've never accused, part of swallowing everything Trump asks you to swallow, which MAGA has become, truly, it's impressive. I've never seen more swallowing in my life, is being an idiot.
Yeah.
That is, number one qualification. I am dumb as shit.
Yes. And somebody in the comments brought up something that was the point of my video yesterday, which was the talking point that, when Donald Trump found out who Jeffrey Epstein was, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. And when I was like, and they're like, that was in 1994. And I was like, and so for 15 years after that, just did nothing because he didn't go to jail until 2019. So in 1994, 24 years, 24 years of just sitting back and letting Jeffrey Epstein do whatever the fuck he wants. He found out who he was and he kicked him out of his club and then told nobody and just let him keep doing his shit for another 24 fucking years.
Yesterday, after he was done yelling at windmills in Scotland, did you see what he said? He was like, okay, fine, I'm going to level with you European reporters. Because, and I think Brian Baez made this great point, that, if you ever weren't sure we didn't have a free press, I'm sure because I have a VPN. So I know that stories change depending on where you are in the world. But he's like, if you ever weren't sure, watch what European reporters are allowed to ask Trump, this is... And they asked, and he said, yeah, I'm going to tell you why I didn't like Jeffrey Epstein. Was it about, which was widely reported, that Epstein was diddling some girl, of a doing rich guy at Mar-a-Lago, or that it was over a real estate dispute? No, he said he stole, and I quote, the help.
Yeah.
He poached some brown people who were not citizens of America from Trump, who were working cheaply for him, I assume. I don't know. He stole the help, and he intimated it was more than once.
Yeah. Yep. So that's
stole the help.
Yep.
I can't do it.
Did you see that Jeffrey Epstein's brother came out and was like, actually, the way this went down was Jeff
played Epstein, the clip. I played a couple of clips of his brother.
He's like, Jeff Epstein found out that Donald Trump was a crook and he ended the friendship with Donald Trump, not the other way around. I'm like, this is hilarious. Jeffrey
Epstein, what is his name? Mark Epstein? I think it's Mark.
So.
Jeffrey Epstein's brother's story is that which I love, amongst creeps. It's Trump was such a creep that Jeffrey Epstein was freaked out by him. It's not just his brother's story. A lot of people, there are other people who have said, like Jeffrey Epstein was so freaked out by what a creep Trump was that he couldn't be around him anymore.
Yeah. Imagine being so creepy that the world's most prolific P3DO is creeped out.
Oh, I can't do this. I have I have standards. Excuse me.
I have standards, y'all. And Donald
didn't
Trump
know I did, but I just found my limit.
I didn't know where the line was, but we found it together. That's fucking
right
wild.
here. Like, I'm not going to hell with this man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Fucking
And like
wild.
one of the people that's been interviewed in the last couple of weeks is Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend, who's passed like a polygraph from the most most famous former FBI polygrapher in the world, has 3 corroborating witnesses that one of the reasons Epstein because Trump had no boundaries, right? Like Epstein showed up somewhere with his girl or at Trump's offices with his girlfriend, and Trump was touching her all over and doing horrible stuff to her. I mean, and again, this is, if you want to look it up, I reported it on the People's Receipts, but CNN interviewed her after she passed polygraph and had corroborating witnesses. And Epstein was pissed. He's like, is there no line? It's like, the creepy 3PDO is grossed out by Trump.
By Trump, yes. The most prolific P3DO is put off by Donald Trump. I just want you all to, that's the narrative that I'm going with for the rest of my fucking life. You know what? Sue me. Let's get into this discovery. Do it. The most prolific P3DO in modern times was put off by Donald Trump and how creepy he was.
He had no boundaries.
Yeah. Let that sink in. Let that sink in for a second. All right. Let that sink in. That's
quite honestly,
wild.
when I think about how Epstein operated and did this, well, first of all, just pure wealth. You know what I mean? And power. Yeah. But there's got to be some boundaries, or you're not getting away with it for, you know what I mean, for as long as you did. Yeah. And I think he sees Trump as like, okay, this guy's a liability.
Every day is another wonderful secret. Isn't that right, Donnie?
Of course it is. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jeff. May every day be another wonderful secret.
It's like also from a malignant narcissist. Is that a threat?
There is no context where that is, where that would be said in a good light. There is no context. None.
I know that you know that I know that we're both creeps.
I cannot think.
Happy birthday, Jeffrey.
I cannot think of one scenario where I would go up to Felice and be like, happy birthday. May every day be another wonderful secret.
This is not, I think some people know, but every Thursday, Matt sends out these motivational group texts. I can't imagine if Matt's like, hey, we're all in this together, as creeps.
May every day be another wonderful secret.
I'm going to have to leave this. I'm going to have to leave this group chat.
I have to request you to stop sending me these.
Whatever you're talking about, I'm not picking up. I was with you right until this moment.
I have stopped reading at that point, and I'm like, nah, I'm out.
We all used to have a friend who would have done something like that. Remember that, Matt?
Yeah.
I mean, specifically, who I'm talking about. We did all used to share a friend who would have done something like that. May he never come near any of us or any women ever again.
I did see, you saw the bagpipes video where he's outside trying to give the interview, and there's just the bagpipes wailing in the background. I loved it so much. Loved it so much.
He's Delulu. I just love the narcissist Delulu. Trump's look at me. I love how he reposts the AI depictions of himself because I'm fascinated by aging malignant narcissists. That's why I'm fascinated by my mother, because I always say this, my mother is a malignant narcissist, but way smarter than Trump. So it's they're they don't understand they're getting older. It's one of the most fascinating. In Trump's mind, I guarantee you, when he posts himself like riding a shark, like that is how he sees himself. Like he's like, yep, that's what I look like. It's like, bitch, you didn't look like that when you were 20. Like
you've never looked like that.
Like the rest of us are so deeply insecure. Like, to be a narcissist, I'd just be convinced that you are supermodel while you look like your skin is melting off your face. You're dragging one leg up the stairs of Air Force One. Like you've got like weird growths on your hands, and you're like nailing it.
Fucking
nailing it.
Chick magnet. Yeah. No, it's fucking wild. You know what? If anybody with morals and a conscience had 10% of Donald Trump's confidence, the world would be a better place. We would change the entire fucking world. I mean, that's all it is. Donald Trump's confidence. This is something that, like, even amongst narcissists, like Donald Trump's confidence and delusion needs to be studied. And
he's like in grandpa compression socks, being like nailing it. I'm like, are those orthopedic? Are you wearing orthopedic shoes and compression socks, dragging one leg up steps?
Did you take a Alzheimer's test and not have Alzheimer's and think you're the smartest man alive?
He thinks. I want to get this right because I'm very passionate about this. Donald Trump was given a dementia test and believes that he aced an IQ test.
Yeah.
The mere fact that he cannot differentiate between the two is one of the most concerning things I have ever. You were given a dementia test, which if you've never seen it, I actually put it on my live stream, The People's Receipts. It's literally like there's a bear and like an elephant and and a camel, and they're like, which one's the camel?
Yeah.
That is what the test is. And he's like, I aced an IQ test. No, Grandpa, you did not.
Baseline cognitive assessments is what he took. And it's literally pick the camel. And there's like a lion, a rhino, and a camel.
Like, nailed that. Saw the camel. Firing on all cylinders.
Mensa is about to start.
Let's attack Iran. I'm ready. I promised everyone no new wars. Every single thing I said, I have done the exact opposite of. MAGA is too dumb to recognize that. I would love somebody, MAGA, if any of you are secretly listening in shame because you're too ashamed to comment, I would love someone to explain to me how Trump has delivered on zero promises of his. Yeah. And when I say that, I mean immigration, because I just want to be clear. I was doing, me and my statistical analysis. Math is the way to the future, MAGA. You will never know that because you can't do it. But you have a supercomputer that could. Trump is still not close. Obama used the Constitution, which, by the way, I just want to say this, because of what Trump has done and now having to do a deep dive into immigration court. Yeah, I don't feel good about anything we've done in any immigration court since Eisenhower and Operation the opposite was Dry Front. I feel like we all need to really do some research on that and take some ownership of the horrors and what we are now responsible for, because it's gross. Mm-hmm. But Obama, without building concentration camps, has still averaged more deportations. Trump is what is it? It's like 76, between 60, it's somewhere, I think, upwards of 60% of the people that are in these concentration camps have committed no crime.
None. Yep. They have no criminal record. Saw
ProPublica, my favorite. If you don't read ProPublica's journalism, these are former Pulitzer Prize winning journalists that all got left the New York Times and other places and got together to do nonprofit journalism. I mean, they've already won Pulitzer Prizes at ProPublica, and they released one of the most amazing investigative pieces no one talks about, and it's about Bukele's deal with MS-13 and Trump, which is that Trump. Here's what happens when, horrible transnational gangs terrorize people and countries and commit crimes inside the U.S. What used to happen is we hold them accountable. We have trials here. And now, not only ProPublica, but the New York Times also did a piece about how there is a deal between Trump, Bukele, and MS-13 to just deport them so that nothing ever happens to them. But we have innocent people who have no criminal records in concentration camps who committed the crime of being brown.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see here.
You ever just like worry about your children?
Yes.
I don't know why I'm asking you, because like the smartest thing I ever did was not have any, it turns out. Like, how are you going to make sure your children like have a future?
Person, woman, man, camera, TV. And I got it perfect every time.
Facts.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Every time I am the smartest man alive. Fucking lunatics. All of you Trump supporting lunatics are lunatics. You're all lunatics. You lack basic intelligence. If you didn't have a reminder going off on your phone every 14 seconds, you would forget to breathe. That's how dumb you are in my eyes. That if you're somebody that's still running around, I had an interaction the other day with a guy who was riding his bike up and down when we were out protesting with a Trump flag. And he couldn't articulate why he supported Donald Trump. He just knew that he did. He's like, he just knew that he liked Donald Trump. Why do you support Donald Trump? Because he closed the border. How did he close the border? Don't ask me dumb questions. Was literally verbatim how the conversation went. What do you not agree with in regards to Donald Trump? I don't agree with what you all are doing out here. It's like that. Okay. But like with Donald Trump, like, what do you disagree with Donald Trump about? This is useless.
I think about this stuff all the time. Tanner, in the comments, you can come up here if Trump's living in our head rent free. You're welcome to come up. I was just saying though, like, I think about this, right? Like, I was debating on Saturday, and then like this guy's like, I'm gonna blow your mind. I don't think what Trump did with the Epstein files was right, like a MAGA person. And I was like, wow. Like, and then I was like sitting there after this thinking like, the bar is in hell. Like, you know what I mean? If a Trump supporter can correctly identify that Trump is a 3PDO, we're all like, gold star, dumbass. Like, thank you. Oh my God, his brain's working. Like, he identified a child trafficker.
It's not even that. It's like the bar is so fucking low that they're like, give me praise because I think he should release the Epstein files. It's like, okay, or I can continue to call you a dumbass because you are, because if that wasn't a thing, you would still be supporting Donald Trump. And let me be clear. They still support Donald Trump. They still support him. They haven't, their fealty to God King Trump has not wavered at all. They're all, if it was between Donald Trump, what they know today with the Epstein files, and literally anybody else, they would still vote for Donald Trump. They would still do it.
Well, I agree.
Like, well, he's making deals. I'm like, no, he didn't make a deal. I want you all to recognize something. This EU deal that you all love to be like, look at him, art of the deal.
It's not real.
There was a 0% tariff on goods coming from the EU before that deal, and now there's a 15% tariff on goods coming from the EU after that deal, which means that our goods coming from the EU are going to cost 15% more because a tariff is a tax on imports. So we pay that tax, you absolute shit for brain morons.
Oh, and like they're like, yeah, remember Trump 90 deals in 2 days in 90 deals in 90 days, and then it was, oh, like I have 200 deals, I just haven't, like I'm just about to put them out. Now it's, hey, like it's really hard. Did you guys know this is what he said in Scotland? Because I was like, here we go. And MAGA's too dumb to recognize any of this. But then yesterday in Scotland, he goes, did you guys know there's 200 countries? That's a lot, I know, but this is his, I'm quoting Trump. He goes, did you know, to a reporter who's like, yeah, like you said several times all these deals, because no, when right before he flew to Scotland to try to distract MAGA again, he said that he had this great deal with Japan, and Japan's like, there is no deal. We have agreed to nothing. We have no idea what Orange Grandpa is talking about. We're about to dump all the U.S. bonds we hold and drive you all into a recession. Thank you very much. Right. Like that is like, they were like, old Orange Grandpa is talking again and no one understands what he's saying. And then he shows up again. And he's yelling at windmills, and the president of the European Union is just staring daggers at him while he's like, wind is the most expensive energy. Actually, that is factually untrue. Like, let me help you, Orange Grandpa. Just because you were born in 1892, where, you know, and again, I'm super excited for people in the South who want to get their kids back into the coal mines. I do think it'll be great for them. They'll crawl on in there with their tiny kid hands and they'll just scratch at that coal and bring it back up. Get them down. Get your kids in the South back in the coal mines. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me personally. I would put them in preschool because, as we know through statistical analysis, kids that don't attend pre-K make hundreds of thousands of dollars less in their lifetime. So woke. I would put my kids in school. Yeah, super woke. I'm sorry.
Super woke.
So I shouldn't, I know. But yes, get those little kids in the South in those coal mines scratching at that coal. They'll be fine down there. I think it's great for the South that they're doing that. But he's screaming at the European president of the European Union and she's glaring at him. But here's the thing. She's a woman, right? Ursula von der Leyen or whatever Dutch. I shouldn't do it, but I remember that Austin Powers quote. There are two types of people.
Those who are critical of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
Exactly. Every time I see like a Bond or something name, all I can hear is Austin Powers. There's two type of people I hate. Those who are like intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch. But that's, and she's glaring at him. And I want everyone to notice this. Notice the difference between Trump when he's sitting next to a man. So then the next day, he's sitting next to Keir Starmer, who's the in charge of the UK or whatever. And he's like, Trump's going on again about windmills. And if you don't understand Trump's hate of windmills, it's because at Turnberry, his course in Scotland, there are windmills that he feels block his view and he thinks they're oppressive and wrong. So he's going on this thing like, wind is the most expensive, disgusting, wrong type of energy. And Keir Starmer, like, bless him, he tried. He's like, hey, little fella. He was like, hey, like, you know, here in the EU, we believe that in different places, like, different types of energy should be generated. We have a faceted approach to energy, which I was trying to explain to people. Like, right now, I'm in Phoenix, born and raised. The sun is it's 118 degrees today. Like, we have solar panels everywhere, and we are collecting cheap energy from the sun. I lived in Sioux Falls, South Dakota for a year. I had never experienced the northern jet stream. I didn't know, like in Phoenix, they call it the Valley of the Sun because it's surrounded by huge mountains. You can't look and not see mountains that are blocking wind. There's no point in setting up a windmill in Phoenix. There's no wind. There are mountains. But in the northern jet stream, I get it. Cheap wind energy is amazing. And however we collect energy, that's what we need, a comprehensive energy strategy. And Trump's like, I hate windmills because they're blocking the ninth hole at me seeing the sea. It's like, this man is insane.
Yes. Yep. No, and listen, and all of this just goes back to his supporters, the people that are still running around with their red hats on and their let's go Brandon signs and flags and their, Donald Trump riding a velociraptor looking like a ripped John Rambo t-shirts. Like, all of these people don't know how anything works. They're surprised every time they flush a toilet. So like, I don't understand this at all.
But imagine,
magic.
like, think of
Witchcraft,
Calvin, who said
witchcraft.
But think like of Calvin, who came up here at the beginning, and he was questioning your mental health. Do you know what I mean? These people believe Trump is riding dinosaur. They're like, this is exactly what he looks like in my mind. His brain is firing on all cylinders, and they're questioning our mental health. We're depressed because you guys are so stupid that we are terrified watching you guys be so dumb. That's what's happening. It's affecting honestly, our mental health.
Yeah, the thing that's terrifying me the most is just how dumb his most ardent supporters are at this point in the game. Like, at this point, the absolute just lack of critical thinking, not even critical thinking, just thinking skills in general, the sheer just lack of
not ready
that.
For critical. Don't bring up the word critical.
Critical is way too advanced. Just thinking in general, just I have a thought, and those words have never been, I think that has never been the start of a phrase for any of them. It's always Donald Trump said this, because they can't think on their, it's Donald Trump says this. This is what Donald Trump says. It's never, I think this is what's happening, because you don't think. You don't think.
Which philosopher was, that's very, I don't even think, that's a very interesting thing to say. Like, I love philosophy, and it's like, which philosopher was it? Was it Plato that said, I think, therefore I am?
Therefore I am.
And like, the most fascinating thing about MAGA is it's like, Donald Trump said, therefore I believe. And that's like, when we move to this new reality where was it Descartes? Descartes. That's French. Oh God, the French want to punch you in the face, Matt. Descartes.
I don't care.
I love being abused by the French. Stop hating the French. I love how angry French people are. It's the same as New Yorkers, just a little different. Like,
if it gets the French riled up and gets them throwing manure on their parliament again, I'm gonna do what I need to do to draw inspiration. Listen, I am all about the French.
I traveled with 2 French girls in South America for a month, and then I pretended to have a Canadian passport, and then they saw my American passport, and they were like, "Get the away from us!" I swear, I'm not. You guys knew me for a month. They're like, "You're disgusting," and I was like, "Okay, bye."
Oh, yeah.
Being abused by French people, normalize it. It's great. But anyways, I have so many. Well, wait. I remember something I wanted to talk to you about.
Carmen, sorry, real quick. Carmen, send me a message because I would love to join with you all. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I love your ADHD outbursts. You make me feel normal. Like, do more of that. So when I do it, people aren't like, God, Felice can't finish a sentence and she's weird. Like, do more of the weird ADHD stuff so people can see that it's not just me. Thank you. Just start reading comments and yelling them in the middle of my sentences.
Yes, I will continue doing that.
Please do. But here's my thing. I want everyone to start noticing, because, I always say I'm probably high-functioning autistic. I see life in patterns. And this pattern of Trump floating ideas, right, into the MAGA sphere, which I call like this cottage industry. And because he doesn't know, like, are these people going to kill me? And that's what is happening with the Ghislaine Maxwell partner. I haven't thought about it at all, but I could, right? He's floating it out there.
To do that.
I could. I didn't think about it, but if I wanted to, I could. He's now said it 3 times because he's floating it out there to see, like, what will the backlash be? Will they leave me? Like, will I lose support? And also to normalize it, right? Get it in their heads. Well, he could, right? And he's done this with every other major, like the J6 part, right? He did this over and over. Notice that he does this. He'll just be like, well, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Yep.
But I could.
I'm allowed to do it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's
how it always starts. That's always. Every time I hear him say, I haven't thought about it, but I could. I'm like, here we go.
Yep. It's happening. It's happening.
Apparently before... Which, by the way, I just want to reiterate, which I think people have figured out, but if you don't know, Todd Blanche, the man that went and had 2 secret meetings with Ghislaine Maxwell, and Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney is besties with Todd Blanche. The only person to ever appear twice on his podcast is Todd Blanche. Todd Blanche is Trump's defense attorney, second chair attorney in the Stormy Daniels trial, who, after Todd Blanche proved himself to be the most loyal, depraved soldier, Trump has now made the second in charge of the DOJ. He's the number 2 to Pam Bondi. He had 2 secret meetings with Ghislaine Maxwell and met up with his lawyer best friend, and they had already given her partial immunity. Prior to her meeting. It's already happening.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
One of the most prolific child traffickers of all time.
Yeah. Yep. And it is a just, and they're just going to roll over and take it too. They're just going to be like, this makes sense. This makes sense. That's what's going to happen.
And it went to SCOTUS. Someone said, Storm Raider said, going to SCOTUS. Didn't it go? Like, what's happening is...
She just did, like, an appeal to the Supreme Court about her case, I think.
Yes. And I think I could find a clip, but I think, just to summarize, because I tried to read the court documents about it, is that they're saying in the state case, when Epstein, the sweetheart deal, when that Epstein was granted,
that he got?
Yeah, when he was granted, like, hey, if you say whatever you know, like, you'll never be prosecuted further. They're saying, like, that was a blanket deal that applies to all co-conspirators.
Because that's what it said in the sweetheart deal that he got.
And if the Supreme, like, basically, just understand this. Conservatives, Republicans, MAGA, you control the judiciary system, you control the Supreme Court, you control Congress, you control the executive branch. However you let off these child traffickers, you are responsible for it all. It is your legacy, you creeps.
Yeah.
Just make 100%. Sure you swallow it all.
Yes. Ooh, that was cool.
I know. So pretty. Our ADHD pretty colors. I was like, oh, thank you.
Going wild on there.
That's why I love you.
Shift gears a little bit. Did you see Marjorie Taylor Greene called out Israel's genocide in Gaza?
I played the clip because that's my point. This person who was cheering on the G side of Gaza is now like, hey guys, I'm starting to think we shouldn't be giving any more weapons to...
No. She, like, this morning is the first Republican to come out and call it a genocide.
Well, like, I mean, too little, too mother effing late, but welcome to the party, Margarine.
No, absolutely. But I'm just... Marjorie Taylor Greene has gone on the record that what Israel is doing in Gaza is a genocide.
And let me follow that line of logic because it is hard for me. I often don't even talk about this stuff on the People's Receipts because the way my brain works, like I get so angry that I cannot physically talk about this stuff. And I'm sorry, I don't remember who made the comment early on in the live, but I've started, like last week, we had kind of an in-depth discussion on my live about it. And by in-depth discussion, I mean, people in the comments are saying things and I'm talking to myself. But Hakeem Jeffries, who in every other facet, right? Met the guy in real life. His brain works, prolific litigator, like amazing. But this man has received 1 point, I think almost, it's between 3 and 1.4 from AIPAC, and is pretending that a genocide is not happening. Meanwhile, on the far right, Marjorie Taylor Greene has woken up and is like, hey, I can't not say this anymore. So it just proves my point that the problem is in the middle, right? The problem is the money that's flowing into Congress. People are being paid. Richie Torres, right? He's in the district he's a Democrat in the district next to AOC in the Bronx. He's saying in every other issue, you start bringing up Israel, he's like, it's Hamas. Hamas is stealing the people's food. Like, can we... I just want to say out loud again, and I try to say this at least once a day, you are on the wrong side of this. You are cheering on people who are being starved and unalived in a G-side, and history will remember you all poorly.
So let me just put this into context for everybody. So Marjorie Taylor Greene made this post this morning at, yesterday morning at 9:07 p.m. on Twitter. As a response to the New Republic reporting that AIPAC abruptly dropped Representative Randy Fine when he came out as pro-starving children, right? And so this is what she said. I'm going to read you the whole thing that she put out, this whole tweet, and keep what she says here in mind, that this is in response to AIPAC dropping Representative Randy Fine. So she says, I remember the first time I met Randy Fine when he was a candidate before he barely won Florida's deep red 6th district seat, as we were being told he might actually lose the seat because the strong Trump district couldn't relate to him and didn't like him. He was telling me that he and his wife were looking forward to moving to Washington, and he hadn't even won yet. I said to him that Washington isn't a good place to live, and he should live in the district he will represent. You know, that whole representative thing. But, which is hilarious because
she does not live in Rome, Georgia, right, and everyone knows it. But go on. Go off, Marjorie.
Because if you are elected to the House of Representatives, you have to maintain a home in Washington, D.C. and in your district.
Yes, but also, just to be clear, her home is not in in the 14th district of Georgia. Right. I just want everyone to know that.
Yes. Okay, she continues. But he was adamant that they did not want to live in the district. And I thought, no wonder that district doesn't want to elect him. I can only imagine how Florida's 6th district feels now that their representative that they were told to vote for openly calls for starving innocent people and children. It's the most truthful and easiest thing to say that October 7th in Israel was horrific and all hostages must be returned. But so is the genocide, humanitarian crisis, and starvation happening in Gaza. But a Jewish U.S. representative calling for the continued starvation of innocent people and children is disgraceful. His awful statement will actually cause more anti-Semitism.
Oh, I get it now. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
He's Jewish?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you don't know that Marjorie Taylor Greene is an anti-Semite?
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I didn't know the guy was Jewish. Oh, never mind. That's what it is.
That's why I want to put this into context for everybody, because you're going to be seeing a lot of reporting coming out about Marjorie Taylor Greene being the first Republican to call what's happening in Gaza a genocide. But I want you to recognize that she ends this tweet with, but a Jewish U.S. representative calling for the continued starvation of innocent people and children is disgraceful.
Okay? Can I add on to that line of logic?
Yeah.
So if you remember, I think it was last year in the least successful Congress of all time until this one, the 118th Congress, there was a bill that they passed to stop quote unquote anti-Semitism, which was basically a violation of everyone's First Amendment rights, a complete and basically you could not just point out there was a genocide going on anymore in America.
Right.
And, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene voted against that bill along with a lot of progressive Democrats, but not for the reasons you think.
Right.
I still remember I played the clip of Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's like, because the definition of anti-Semitism in that bill it's the IDF, AIPAC, Netanyahu definition. And one of the bullet points is that you cannot claim that Jews unalive Jesus, which
Right.
is, and she's like, nope, that's my line in the
That's
sand.
my line in the
I
sand.
will be blaming the Jews for unaliving Jesus.
This is just another really, really important example of how you have to put everything into context, because I guarantee you are going to see a lot of creators coming out in the next few hours talking about how I can't believe I have to agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, no, you don't, because this isn't about preventing the continued starvation and genocide that's happening in Gaza. This is about her not being allowed to be as anti-Semitic as she wants to be. All right. That's what this is about. Right. So what she's seeing here is she's making the asinine correlation that, you know, you can support what's going on against what's happening in Gaza and still be anti-Semitic. Right. So that's where she's coming from, right? This is all about her using that to push her anti-Semitic. I know you know that. I'm saying for everybody that's watching this, be aware that this is what she's doing. This is her co-opting the genocide to further her anti-Semitism in the United States. That's what because there is no reason to end your statement with, but a Jewish U.S. representative calling for the continued starvation of innocent people and children is disgraceful. His awful statement will actually cause more anti-Semitism. She didn't have to quantify it. She made the choice to point out that he is a Jewish U.S. representative, right? She made a conscious decision to make that distinction about Randy Fine, and it wasn't necessary to do that. So what you're going to see is now you've got a bunch of MAGA people that are following Marjorie Taylor Greene. They're going to be like, oh yeah, we knew it. The Jewish people are bad because look, this Jewish person here is now in support of starving children. That's what this is. This isn't about protecting Palestinians in Gaza. It's about furthering this division of Jewish people being less than, and, you know, the ridiculous anti-Semitic stereotypes that go along with Jewish people. So don't get it mixed up. Don't get confused. Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't wake up this morning and suddenly grow a conscience and morals. Okay. She didn't wake up this morning and be like, you know what? I think I've been wrong about everything forever. Let me shift gears and change direction right now. That's not what's happening. Okay?
You know what's interesting about that? I mean, just in thought, is that AIPAC will spend, you know, the most money in a Democratic primary in history to get rid of a black man, a high school principal in New York. Mm-hmm. But the people on the right who are unbelievably, violently, brazenly anti-Semitic, but vote to fund Israel with weapons because they have this delusional evangelical belief that they need to protect the Holy Land. They leave them alone. And that is how you know that it's all full of...
Oh, the whole
if you
thing is
point
dog
out,
shit.
Hey, I'm watching children claw and scratch for a drink of water and food in Gaza, and that seems inhumane.
Yeah.
You're anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, the people who are actively anti-Semitic, leave them alone.
Let me just expand on this a little bit here. So the evangelical belief is that Jesus will not return until Israel rebuilds the temple in Jerusalem. right? And so the reason that all of these far right, anti-Semitic bullshit fucking people in the United States support Israel isn't because they give two shits about the Jewish people that live there, but because the sooner Israel can rebuild the temple, the sooner Jesus comes back, and most of those Jewish people aren't going to evangelical heaven. They're going to hell because they don't recognize Jesus as the Messiah. But they need the they need the Jewish people to rebuild the temple in Israel, in Jerusalem, so that Jesus can come back and the rapture can happen. That's what this is. This has nothing to do with protecting Jewish people, Jewish sovereignty, Jewish culture, and it has everything to do with hurrying along their biblical end times that's going to exterminate everybody that's not Christian. That's their motive. That's their goal. So even the people in this country that are the majority of the far right in this country that are supporting Israel, they're supporting Israel to further their anti-Semitism. Like,
exactly.
That's it.
And then just to be like, hey, let's just attack liberal thought. Let's use to grow fascism in America. We will point at liberal thought and lines of logic on college campuses and call it anti-Semitism. Hey, if your eyes work, if your ears work, and you're noticing a G-side's going on, anti-Semite.
Yeah.
If you gather in a group to yell about it, which America was built on dissent on college. I mean, this is what America has been built on. This is what the civil rights movement was built on. And that is why they're trying to quash it. They already know, right? Probably high functioning autistic. Like, I see the world, all I see are patterns. And like, they're saying, here comes the 60s again. Got to stamp that out.
Yep.
And Trump didn't come up with any of this himself, right? Very intelligent, conservative think tanks have thought this all out. And they're like, we've got to stop. We got to shut down thought on college campuses.
Shut it
immediately.
Shut it
we
down.
Can't have a fascist takeover without that.
Yep. Yeah, no, there was Sphinx Egyptian down there talks about the Army Green Beret that was over providing security with the IDF, who just did that interview with the BBC talking about how he saw the IDF shooting at people trying to get food, and just that they were shooting, main tank rounds into crowds. And yeah, listen, I put up a video this morning of there's a video that was going out on the internet of IDF snipers that unalived a kid on camera, and they videotaped the whole thing, right? And I put up my video about that this morning. And I end it with, I over top of the whole thing, I put the text on. I don't say anything through the whole thing, but there's text on the video that says, every day we wake up and we have a choice to make. We can continue to be silent as an entire demographic of people are being exterminated from a parcel of land, or you can speak up against the atrocities. And then like the video plays a little bit more. I was like, and you have to ask yourself, what are you going to do today? History is watching, and it's not going to forget, right? History is watching where you're standing on this issue. Where you're standing right now, history is watching. And history will not forget what you did or didn't do at this moment in history.
Yeah, amen. Like, I could not, so passionate about this issue. And then not to bring up old wounds, but the 2024 election, Joe Biden negotiated a ceasefire, which it's very clear, right? Israel does nothing without the approval of the President of the United States and the Congress, right? Everything that has happened, right? Netanyahu going full fascist psycho, attacking every country around him, whilst to distract, in
From a
my belief,
genocide.
from what is happening in Gaza.
Yeah.
And Trump being like, oh, but while you're at it, attack Iran because they were trying to unalive me. Remember, he's still mad about that. And he's like, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I've never forgotten that the minute Joe Biden left office, no aid has entered Gaza, like in any like massive form. And if you saw Trump speaking in Scotland yesterday, what he said was, I never got a thanks. We spent $60 million, which Biden did, but we spent $60 million for food in Gaza. No one thanked me.
Right.
Because that's what it's about.
Right. That's what it's always about. It's always about centering himself as this hero archetype, right? He's the big, strong leader that is doing all of these things because he's a fucking narcissist. He's a P3DO narcissist. Period. Sue me.
I mean, in my humble opinion, you have correctly
Yeah. I mean,
the issue. I mean, we could all have opinions, and the question is just like, I just can't say it more. Like, and I think the last time, it was been 2 weeks since we've done this, but I said, like, I never knew how the Holocaust happened. I did not understand it, and now I get it.
yeah.
It's apathy, and
I put up a video the other day of, oh God, I cannot remember the child's name right now. She was 5 months old. She just starved to death in Gaza. She's 5 months old. She died weighing less than she did when she was born. Okay. And people are still right now, still arguing that what's happening in Gaza isn't happening. Right now. The IDF is trying to convince people right now, the Israeli government is trying to convince people right now that there is no starvation happening in Gaza.
oh, my favorite, Hamas stole the food.
Hamas stole the food.
We have satellite video of all of it.
IDF
you guys
soldiers
drop
are
you drop
recording it.
scraps of food, and then people run for it, and then you pick them off.
IDF soldiers are recording it and posting it on the internet. Like this isn't conjecture. This isn't hyperbole.
Hearing can't. You don't have to be able to think.
No, you can literally watch it. You can literally watch it. You can watch it right now. This isn't some conspiracy make-believe bullshit. You can literally watch it.
On Sunday, Mike Johnson went on Meet the Press and said Hamas stole the food. Really? Because I watched all of it. I watched it. I watched the IDF cheering on the unalive, and then you're telling me that my eyes don't work. Hamas stole the food, or you guys put scraps of food down in water, and when people ran for it, you unalived them all.
Yes. And look, because I know you idiots are out there. Oh, look at these Hamas supporters. I don't support Hamas either. I think the unaliving of innocent Jewish people is just as disgraceful and disgusting as the unaliving of innocent Palestinian people. But right now, the Palestinian people in Gaza and in the West Bank are being starved. They're being unalived. There is a genocide happening against it. Because here's the thing. I don't think that people realize that when you occupy a group of people, the occupiers by international law are responsible for the well-being of the occupied. They are responsible for them, right? They're responsible. And day in and day out, it's Israel, the government of Israel, that controls the border around Gaza. It is Israel that allows food and aid and water and electricity to flow into Gaza. And it has been the government of Israel that has prevented it. Period. Like, you can't argue it.
Well, and Robert, you said, but Hamas is to blame, and you wrote Hamas in all caps. If you want to explain to me how that's factually true, when a country is literally managing an open air prison, controls every single thing going in and out.
Yep.
If you want to explain to me how that's factually true, I also have a history degree, so I could tell you how Hamas came to power, which was by being funded by Israel, the United States, and the UK. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about, and you sound foolish. This is a pattern that happens over and over. We fund a group of people, then we're like, oh my God, they're out of control. Let's exterminate a bunch of brown people in the Middle East while we steal minerals and other resources out from under their feet. Like, you cannot be as dumb as you all pretend. You have to see the pattern. It's clear as day.
Yep.
Put them into we funded them, we put them into power, we had sham elections inside an open air prison that we control every single thing that happens inside, that we're blaming people inside an open air prison. Like,
when was the last
you can't
election?
be this dumb.
When was the last election in Gaza? Does anybody even
Robert.
know? Does anybody even know? I bet they don't even know when the last election was. The last election in Gaza. Yeah. Kate got it. 2009. 2009 was the last election in Gaza.
Unbelievably fake. Like, can we just, I mean, hey, who wants to be in charge of nothing?
Right.
Let's all vote to be in charge of absolutely nothing.
Yeah. The Israeli parliament just did a symbolic vote a couple of days ago to allow people to liberate the West Bank or whatever it was. Right? So, I mean, like, this isn't a joke. This isn't a conspiracy. This is literally, you're watching it happen. You're watching it happen live. Why do they want to get rid of TikTok? Why do they want to get rid of TikTok? Because we're seeing how the rest of the world is living. We see from people in Gaza what is happening. You're watching it on your phone. Can't have that. Can't control. State Department can't control the narrative if we can watch the narrative live. They can't control it.
So let's sell it to U.S. billionaires who will align with the fake narrative, right?
Yep.
That's why everyone should have a VPN. Like, if you get news from all around the world, every night I change my location of my VPN to a different country and I read their news.
Yeah.
Which, if you are just getting news in America, you have no idea what's going on.
It's wild. But this is what I'm saying. Like, okay, hold on. Laverne wanted to point out that Roberts is a good guy. His comment was snark.
Oh, okay,
just checked
great.
his page.
I just was saying, like,
yeah. Thank you for the clarification. Y'all leave Roberts alone. Leave Roberts alone.
Bless his heart.
Appreciate
No,
you,
it's
Roberts.
just when, and I get what you're saying now, but it's just when, if I have to hear one more time, like I said, Mike Johnson's like, Hamas stole the food. Well, since we watched the food be dropped and then everyone be unalived, like, it's really hard to believe that Hamas has stole the food when we all watched it.
So what I'm to understand then is that all of those videos of settlers in the West Bank that are storming these aid trucks going into Gaza, cutting them and then throwing them onto the ground, that's Hamas doing that.
Well, or it's Hamas creating fake AI videos, because I've heard both. Like, you know what I mean? However you want to believe it. Yeah, it's like, don't believe your lying eyes.
Yeah. There were reports coming out that there was some flour that was sent into Gaza, but before the IDF allowed it to go through, they mixed in a bunch of sand into the flour. I have not been able to verify that, but that was told to me the other day by somebody that I trust.
For a second, I thought you were talking about THC, and I was like, God, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That is so disgusting. Like,
but this is what I'm saying, though. Like, you cannot turn a blind eye to this shit. There is a lot of terrible happening all the time, and it gets exhausting trying to focus on everything that you have to focus on. Release the Epstein files, the big stupid bill that's going to pull people off of their medical care. You know, these tax breaks for the rich, the tariffs that are going to cost everything, make everything go up in cost. On top of that, our continued funding of the fucking genocide in Gaza, this like precipice of war with Iran, the continued demonization of our allies and NATO compatriots. But there is so much all the time being bombarded at you that is on purpose. That is on purpose. Okay. If you get overwhelmed, the majority of people, I'm like this too. The majority of people that get overwhelmed are just going to be like, fuck it. I can't keep up with it, and will shut down. It happens. That's by design. If you shut down, you're compliant. This is where we need people to, it sucks. There is terrible happening every day, and more of it every minute. And the terrible is not going to stop. What is going to happen if you tune out and turn it off is it will escalate, and it will get worse. And again, I say history is watching, and it will not forget what we do in this moment.
True. And take small breaks, but bear witness, and also, I'm not saying watch graphic videos until you get physically ill and have to give up. I'm saying understand, right? Do research and understand what is happening. Bear witness to the atrocities that are happening.
There's people that are like, what can we do? That's a very broad question. And it feels like there's nothing that we can do to prevent it. And I'm going to say something that is harsh, and it's going to hurt some people's feelings. There is nothing we can do to prevent it. What is happening right now? The wheels are already moving. That train is going down the tracks. We are not able to step in front of it and stop it. So what's the point then, right? So if we can't stop what's going on, then why do anything at all? Because we have to. You cannot sit back and let bad people do bad things without bringing attention to it. There is terrible, like I said, there is terrible shit happening every single day. And most of the terrible shit doesn't get reported on. Most of the people don't know the terrible shit that's happening. That's where people like Felice and myself and everybody watching this live right now, that's where you come in. You document, you share it, you report it, you put it out there. That's what we do. That's what we do.
And if it's only stuck in the Wayback Machine on the, you know what I mean? Like what I mean is, let's say the American government suppresses the internet, but still in the Wayback Machine, when all of this is over, all of the dissent, all of the fighting will be documented.
What's something direct action that you can do? Start supporting your local communities that are organizing to care for communities that are under attack. Get involved with indivisible chapters in your cities. Organize communities in your town. Put up co-ops with other neighbors of yours saying, hey, I can do this. What can you do to help support people? I've got extra chickens. I'll donate some eggs, whatever it is. This is what we do. This is how you get through this. This is how we proceed forward to bringing us on out the other side of this, right? That's what we do, right? That's what we do. We organize, we mobilize, and we draw our communities close, and we support one another. That's what we do. You don't have to be out in Washington, D.C. yelling at people like I do every now and then. You don't have to be up and alive like Felice and I do. You don't have to be putting out TikTok videos. You don't have to do all of that. What you can do is get to know your neighbors, organize a co-op with one another and saying, hey, things are getting difficult for people. Let's build a community amongst ourselves to support each other when the shit gets worse. Because I hate to just be this guy, but it is going to get worse. It just is. Prices are going to go up on everything because Donald Trump thinks tariffs are this fucking godsend. The argument, we've brought in hundreds of billions of dollars of tariff revenue. You haven't brought in shit. The American people have been taxed an additional hundreds of billions of dollars to pay for these import taxes. That's where that money is coming from. It's not the corporations. It's not foreign countries. It's you and me paying more for our shit.
But also, I just want, because numbers, I love numbers. I just want everyone to know, even though Trump says we're bringing in billions, it's not that much. And it will never outweigh borrowing 3.3 trillion. I think people have zero concept of what borrowing 3.3 trillion is. It doesn't matter if we pay 50% tariffs on anything. It will never make up for the financial disaster so that rich people and corporations don't have to pay taxes. If you don't understand numbers, you might think like, oh yeah, some few tariffs on things coming into this country.
And here's the thing.
That's costing us money.
They are floating around this idea of like rebate checks and all this shit and whatnot because shit's getting expensive. Why is shit getting expensive? Here's what I'm saying. It's not a rebate check. It's literally just money that you have already paid that you're now going to get back. It's not additional income to help you. It's not a stimulus, right? It's not anything. It is literally, oh shit, they're paying more for this to these corporations to cover the tax. So let's just give it back to them. Right.
And so we should pay down the debt because they're fiscal conservative.
Yeah.
Like you blew out the deficit. We've never been in debt.
$20 out of your left pocket, putting it into your right pocket and being like, oh, I got paid $20.
And then they're going to steal $500 billion for Medicare behind your back. Like this, if only people could do math and understand how fucked up this situation really is. And I just want to say, I'm sorry I overtalk. Like, I just think this, like we all have unique skill sets in this situation. And I was like, no, that's not what I was going to say. I mean, I'm just going to say, like, whatever your skill set is, because if I get a lot of messages from people and they're like, what do we do? Like, how do we do this? What I'm good at, I was raised by a Trump but smarter, right? So what I'm good at is understanding how to dig my heels in and drive them insane. Whatever you're good at, and we all have different skills. You need to figure out how you can drive people crazy or you can support the effort to do such, because this might be a losing fight. Like, this might be the decline of the American empire. We might be entering American fascism, and there is no way to stop it. Like, 100% mathematically, this is late stage capitalism. That's what these transfers of wealth are. But what we have to do is resist. Like, that is the point. You can't beat a narcissist. They're delusional. They believe they're God. Like, you can't beat them. You just drive them nuts and point out they're unbelievably insecure and delusional and a liar over and over and over.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's no quick fix. There's no, if we do this, everything will be fine. That was in November, right? That was November. All right. The quick fix to prevent, all this shit was in November. That ship has sailed. We're in the middle of the swamp now. We are in the muck, and there's no going back. You cannot turn around. The only thing that you can do is continue to push forward, and you push forward by leaning on your community and building your networks and supporting one another. That's how you push forward. That's how you push forward.
I heard this it's podcast by a former CIA agent say well, you have to get in your mind is that you're 51% of the way anywhere. And so I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, because once you're 51% in the shit, it's just closer to keep going forward. The end is closer. There's no going back was his point. You cannot go back. The end is closer than the beginning, right? And however this ends, we have to see it through to the end. That is the point. And my favorite thing, I was debating on Saturday, and this the guy who was oh, I'm gonna blow your mind. I don't agree with Trump on the Epstein files. Trump's an idiot. And it's he's but he was, and I know we've all heard this on TikTok, he was the lesser of two evils. If you believe that Kamala Harris was not brilliant, if you believe that women's brains don't work, so it's always better to choose a man, just don't say those stupid things. Just say, I'm an idiot. Just enter live and say,
own it.
I'm an idiot. If you truly believe that driving us into financial ruin, that borrowing 3.3 trillion, that hastening the onset of fascism and a literal G-side in America, an immigrant G-side, the forming of concentration camps, huge transfers of wealth to the top of the economy was better than a light-skinned brown woman being president, you don't need to even just go into lives and say, hi, I'm an effing idiot. You don't need to even try.
Own your dumb. Just own your dumb.
Own the stupid. You are stupid. You are insecure. Just don't try anymore. You've ruined our country because you feel a little insecure because women are smarter than you.
Yes. That's it. I mean, that's all it is. So, again, what can you do?
Well, this is better than a woman being president. Yes.
So what can you do? You can support one another. You can build out your communities. You can, navigate these waters however you can. You get active however you can. Maybe your activism isn't going out and standing with a protest sign outside of your representative's office. That's fine. Activism could be, supporting the trans community in your neighborhoods. Activism could be donating eggs to food banks, or, working in a soup kitchen. Or activism could be literally getting to know your neighbors and organizing amongst yourselves to support one another when things are really start getting unaffordable. That's what you do, right? That's activism. It doesn't have to be marching in the streets and, this aggressive, offensive type thing. There is a place in this for everybody. You just have to find yours. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Always better when a white man says, that's what I was trying to say. You don't have to be, no. I was built for this. I am about to take revenge on, I've been very angry since I was a child, and I'm about to unleash holy hell on everyone. But maybe that's not your thing.
Right. Yeah. Maybe that's not your thing. And that's okay. There is a place for everybody in this. You just have to find yours. It's not going to look the same. What I'm doing, you might not be able to do. What Felice is doing, you might not be able to do. If you can, great, do it. But if that's not what you can do, then don't do it. Find what you can do
And Andrea sent me $2 on Venmo and said, please tell people some Gazans go live on here and you can donate to them. You can definitely tell it's Gaza when they show you. They also look thin. One man I follow goes live from Gaza almost every day. And that's Andrea. Oh, wait, I don't know if I should say your last name. Sorry. But if you want to say hi in the comments, maybe people could follow and you can help people find those people. Yeah, that would be great. And also, Tammy, thank you for the $5. This was when Calvin was live, and I think he was calling me a dumb bee or an ugly bee. I don't remember. She said, Calvin can suck it. You are beautiful. Yes, Calvin's opinions of people are very awful. If I lost my mind every time a man insulted me on the internet, you guys should read my DMs. It's just insecure men insulting me.
I've been getting a lot of the scam bots lately in my DMs. Like a lot of the just created an account bot that's like, hey, love your stuff. Would you like me to pay your bills? And I'm like,
just meet me on WhatsApp. Like, it's like, okay.
What is it? Do you have Telegram?
Just got a text and I just did like 3 laughing faces. And I was like, yeah, be right there on Telegram so you can scam me.
Heading right over, bud.
Be right there.
God. I've been getting the TikTok community notification. We need you to respond hello to this or your account's going to be banned. I've started responding, and like this is just a fun little story to end out the live today. I've started responding with like hello, and then be like, oh, thank you for responding. We need you to send us your email, your address, and your phone number associated with your account, or you risk losing it. And I always send back like, oh, cool. Yeah. All right. Here's my email. It's yourmomsahoe@yourmomsahoe.com. And they always block me. And weirdly enough, my account never goes away. Shockingly.
My favorite is I live in Phoenix and don't have a car. And they're like, you have unpaid tolls and you have to pay them right now through a credit card or you won't be able to drive anymore. And I was like, oh my God, that would be so bad. I can't imagine.
Oh yeah. I fuck with the tech scammers all the time. I get them all the time. They're like, hey, are we still meeting up today? And I was like, yeah, where are you?
At the airport trying to pick you up. Like, what's
literally outside your house? What are you doing? I was about to text you.
Bless their hearts. We've got I know, and now like the pervasive online scams are the least of our problems. Now that's like the joy in my life.
That's the joy in my life is fucking with a scammer that's trying to steal my money. It's literally
late stage capitalism is fucked up.
I'm telling you, that's the joy that I have right now. I look forward to another text coming in being like, hey, we still good for dinner? Like, oh fuck yes, finally.
Where are we gonna eat?
Where are we gonna eat at? We never lock down where we're meeting at. Where do you want to meet?
Late stage capitalism is wild. And everyone, just protect your peace. Take a break if you need to.
They will always try to get back on script. They'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, this is the wrong number. I was like, no, it's not. We literally talked yesterday.
Did you forget about me? Like, I love it. I can't. I love those people. Bless their hearts. And one day I want to end up in one of the Netflix documentaries about the scams. Yeah. That's my dream, is to end up in a documentary about some huge internet scam.
Brilliant.
We can all fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed that's something that happens.
Well, maybe we'll see each other next week, or maybe it'll be 2 weeks, depending on schedule. But it's a pleasure as always.
As of right now, I don't have anything going on. Wait, what is next week?
Exactly. Don't try to make sense of it.
I don't have anything going on next week, or the week after, or the week
you
after.
You have a calendar. I feel like I always imagine you making decisions by like every 30 seconds.
That's so. Look, the last time I went to DC, it was 100% just by like a very last minute fly out of the seat of my pants thing. Because Herb Conaway's office reached out to me and was like, hey, we'd like to talk with you a little bit. In person would be great, and preferred, but we could do Zoom if we have to. And I was like, well, I think I can come down. And I asked my wife, I literally was sitting right here, and I just turned, I was like, hey, can I go to DC? And she was like, yeah. I was like, all right. So then I messaged him back, like, I'm going to get in the car and drive down. So,
exactly. Just let me know when you are about to get in the car. Just tell me you're not going to be around, and then I'll tell people.
Yeah. There's no planning anything.
Exactly. Well, I know you can't plan anything in this type of environment. So until you hear otherwise, we'll be back next Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. If not, I'll tell you 5 minutes before it's changed.
All right, y'all. That's it for today. We did it. We did it.
It's very.
We made it.
Amen.
So,
keep on keeping on, Matt. So don't die.
We made it. All right, y'all have a good day. Find a reason to smile.